only way to truly eliminate fear is to break free from the unnecessary thinking in your mind. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be 100% of the time living in a state where you have no thoughts whatsoever. But you can get to a state of consciousness where you're not going to be controlled by those thought patterns. You're not going to take the content of your mind so seriously, right? And then through this process, you actually will get to a state of consciousness where you're not thinking at all. And then when you do think, it will be 10 times more effective, because it's just going to be for practical purposes to, take action on a goal. That just, your mind's going to tell you, go take action, and then that's it. That's all it is. You go take action on the goal, right? And that's all it is. And that's where the mind can be very practical. But then when it becomes impractical is when you have this fear that is completely unrealistic. Totally unrealistic. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just be totally honest right now. How much of the fear do you have in your mind that is completely unrealistic? Let's just be honest here. Let's just be completely transparent. Let's just be honest here. No games. No games, okay? Because there's realistic fear, right? Which is really what the ego does. The ego loves to, live in survival mode. The ego doesn't like to thrive, right? The ego loves to just, be in survival mode. And, part of these biological instincts within us, generate fear to survive, okay? And that's a normal function in the body. It is to some extent at least. So, if you see something that is dangerous, you will, a little bit of fear will come up within you, and you'll know to, leave the situation, right? That is normal. But then our conditioned minds confuse actual fear with unrealistic fear. And so we confuse, our bodies think that we are in danger all the time. And in some way or form, we actually think that we're going to die. We think that we're going to die because when you have that fear, your body thinks that it's in danger, and it thinks that, it's supposed to be fearful. And that comes from all the conditioning. And this comes in the form of, social anxiety, or then fear of, you're not going to succeed in your career, or, fear of not being able to attract the relationship that you want, or, just whatever. A fear, it's a lack mentality where you don't feel abundant. And so what this is going to do is this is going to keep you in a state of fear that is just completely unrealistic. Completely unrealistic. And then where this is coming from is really the unnecessary thinking in your mind. All that content in your mind, judging the situation, judging the, interpreting the moment, misperceiving the moment, blowing it out of proportion. Totally unnecessary. And we don't need to live our lives this way, right? So really the way to eliminate, the way to completely eliminate fear from your life is to learn how to stop taking the content of your mind so seriously, and then learn how to connect to the present moment. And that might sound simple, but how often does that word get thrown around, like connect to the present moment? We don't even know what that means anymore. We don't even know what that means in society anymore. We completely lost the connection with, being connected to the moment. We've completely lost it. And when people say be in the moment, what does that even mean anymore? What does that even mean? It's normal for us to live in fear, but it doesn't have to be. That's why I'm here recording this video every single day, because I want you to know that you don't have to live in fear. You can break free from the content of your mind. You can break free from the unrealistic fears that you have in your mind by learning how to connect more deeply to the moment that is always accessible to you at every single moment. You never don't have access to this, ever. You're always connected to this part of yourself, whether you realize it or not. It's just that we forget because we're so caught up in the content of our mind that we really forget how to connect to this part of ourselves. We really forget how to be connected to the moment, because the unconscious thoughts, when I say unconscious thoughts, I'm saying thoughts that you don't realize that you're having. They have a certain momentum, right? They have a certain momentum. They have almost like a pull. It's almost like a pull that tries to take you further and further into that content, right? It tries to take you further and further into that content, tricking you and making you misperceive reality for what it really is. And so these thoughts have a certain pull and momentum. And then the more you get caught up in that thinking, the more you're living in a state of fear and a state of anxiety that it just doesn't have to be that way. And so you connect more deeply to the moment, all that fear will completely subside. Do you believe that it's possible to be in a state of consciousness where you have absolutely no fear whatsoever because you're so connected with what you're doing and you're so connected that the thought patterns completely subside and then there's no thinking whatsoever? Do you believe that's possible? Because it is possible. You just don't believe that it is. Because you're too caught up in the content of your mind. So once again, if you want to eliminate fear in your life, connect more deeply to the present moment and understand that there are resources available everywhere that are here to guide you into presence. Okay, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. That's an amazing book. All right, I had to read that book 5 times, and I'm going to read it 30 more times. I'm going to read it over and over and over until the last day of my life, because that book has an extremely powerful level of presence that you can only access when you read it over and over and over. Okay, there's YouTube videos. There's people like me here to coach you and guide you to the present moment, to help you get rid of that conceptual baggage that you're holding on to, where you're carrying the pain from the past and you're carrying all those issues that are stuck really within the patterns of your mind. And there's just so many different places to completely eliminate fear. But are you going to take action? All right, meditation. Start a meditation challenge every single day for 30 days. Your fear is going to become a joke. You meditate every single day for 30 days, you're going to start to see that your fear is a joke. You start to meditate for a year, your fear, your fear will be non-existent. Sure, you're still going to have some fear. We're all human. But you're going to get rid of that unrealistic fear. The unrealistic fear, right? The extra suffering that we add. So there's resources, man. There's resources. You can find this anywhere. All you have to do is just look out for it and set the intention. So I hope this video gave you some value. Hope this video gave you some benefit. If you like this kind of content, consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell for the videos that I post every single day based on, I was going to say spirituality and self-development, but I'm leaning more towards connecting to the present moment, okay, and getting rid of the conceptual baggage. That is what most of my videos are going to be based on. So if you like that kind of content, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this. This is what I'm telling you right now is crazy. This is mind-blowing. You should question this, because this is something that can change your life, and you shouldn't take my word for it. So have yourself a great day, and see you in the next video.